How's everybody doing? I'm Tom, I'm 40, and I am learning to play the guitar. In this video, get a glimpse of how things are going so far. I'm only in about week 1 or 2, but stick around. Welcome to Learning Guitar at 40. Today I'm going to introduce you really briefly to the online lessons that I've been using. I'll show you what I have been practicing and maybe a little glimpse of the progress that I'm making so far. At the end, I want to give you 3 simple tips that have really helped me stick with guitar. This is not the first time I've ever tried learning guitar, but I'm sticking with it this time. And I'll tell you those 3 things that have really helped. All right, let's get right into it. So this is the Justin Guitar website. This is the website that I've been using. Probably one of the most well-known YouTube guitar teachers, online guitar teachers, just an all-around fantastic teacher. He's been teaching since I think he was 12 years old. So truly this has been one of the best, especially for me. The pacing is really good. So many times when I'm learning something, whether it's a musical instrument or something else, the first couple of lessons, the beginner lessons, are fantastic and at the perfect level, and then all of a sudden there's this leap and it seems like the teacher forgets to take you along. That doesn't happen with Justin at all. He's very encouraging. Really does feel like, a lot of the time, it really does feel like one-on-one lessons. So at some point I'll do a whole video on Justin Guitar and some alternatives that you might be interested in. But for now, highly recommend it. The vast majority of it is free. There is a song practice app that is a small monthly charge. And there are a few sections of his website, I think Music Theory, where there's a subscription fee. But it is well worth it. If you are somebody who can afford a decent guitar, some decent equipment, you have a little extra money, well worth throwing him a little donation. Very, very worthwhile. All right, so what have I been learning on Justin Guitar? Well, he's got a great setup where you go through a video lesson that's geared towards very specific subject. The one that is lesson 1, he recommends to take about 1 to 3 weeks, depending on your abilities and your progress, is learning the A and the D chords. So, what am I learning? And I'm just about, I feel like I'm finished with this lesson, ready to move on to the next one. So this, if you are just starting and this is your first couple of days, this is not how I sounded on day 1. This is after about a week and a half, 2 weeks of lessons. All right. First thing to do is practice getting your chords sounding perfect. So you're going to start here with the A chord, first finger, second finger, third finger. And then for perfect chord practice, just go through and strum each string. Sounds pretty good. That sounds a lot better. For some reason, one of these, I think it's that one, no matter how hard I push down on the fret, is always buzzy. Then, so that sounds good. Just go through the perfect chords practice. Do that for 3 minutes. Then on to the D chord and the same thing. And that's sounding really good. Give that a few strums. And you'd work on bringing your fingers up, setting them back down, strumming through again. Okay. Next thing is focusing. So that's really focusing on building kind of muscle memory and accuracy. The next one is all about building speed. So it is chord changes in 1 minute. And it's a really nice way to track your progress as well. So just starting from A to D, you count how many chord changes you can do. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you continue through that for a minute. with the goal to get a little bit more than 30, and eventually, as you continue on, closer to 60 changes. But early on, just a few changes is just fine. And you do it the same way, going back the other direction as well. Okay. One of the things that has helped me the best has been anchor finger practice. Anchor, like a ship's anchor. So, finger 1 on this string, it really stays here for both of those chords. It might slide back a little bit. So for anchor finger practice, it is all about these fingers here. So I mute the strings. This is nice too because finger pain can really be an issue these first couple of weeks. This is a nice break from that. I'm not pushing down super hard. I'm just getting my fingers in the right spot. So moving, again, not pushing down at all. And then I think for about 2 minutes I'll practice this. Just go back and forth. This has probably been one of the most helpful things. This helped me realize that as I was changing chords, I was moving my hand around a lot and my wrist was bending all over the place. But once I really focused on just making this nice and smooth and easy, I realized I barely had to move at all. My whole body certainly did not need to be moving, just my fingers. My arm maybe a little bit there. So that one was super helpful. Then the last part of the lesson, so that's about 10 minutes of the lesson. The whole second half is plain songs because it's really important that this is fun, that you're looking forward to this, that you're having a good time. And one of the best ways to have fun, one of the reasons we're all learning to play the guitar, is to play some songs. Now, I don't have anything queued up right now. I will definitely do some songs in a future video, but for right now, just kind of the practice is mainly in strumming. So with all the songs Justin Guitar has on their website, it's a strum on the 1 count going between the 2 chords. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice my hand is moving up and down with the count. My foot is also moving up and down with the count, which you can't see. The reason for that is just to really practice that rhythm, which is a little hard when I'm talking at the same time. My rhythm maybe isn't so great. Sorry about that. Okay. So that's really it for my practice and kind of gives you an idea of how I'm doing so far. But I did want to give you 3 simple tips that have really helped me stick with this and get my practice in. Like I said, I tried learning guitar probably about 4 years ago, never really got into it. This time I've totally gotten into it. I'm having an absolute blast, and these are 3 things that have really helped me. So, number 1 is to use one source for your lessons. Everybody out there is trying to sell you an app or trying to share their lessons with you. A lot of good teachers out there, a lot of good apps out there, but there are too many to choose from. Pick one. It's not going to be perfect. None of them are, but stick with it for a little while. If you spend all your time jumping from from different apps, different lessons, thinking, oh, this one will work, this one will teach me, this one will work, this one will teach me. If you're not making progress, it's probably because you're not getting your hands on the strings. You're not putting the time in. It's not because of the lessons. You will learn from any of them. Stick with them, get some practice, and then you'll maybe have a better idea of what to look for. Second one, very similar, about being focused. Practice with the guitar that you have. Now, a couple of caveats with that, couple of kind of conditions with that one. Make sure you do have a decent starter guitar. One of my regrets, my son was interested in playing guitar. I got him some cheap thing off of Amazon that he liked the color. It was not a very good guitar. He didn't stick with it very long. Very painful. But do a little bit of research. I'll do a video coming up in the next week or 2 on some decent starter guitars at different price points. I really think once you have a starter guitar, though, stick with it. That was one of my problems. I probably went through 3 different guitars trying to find that guitar that would be easy to play. Learning guitar is not easy. And one thing I think maybe I wasn't as prepared for, it's as much about training your body and the positions and the muscle memory and using parts of your body that you haven't used before. It's uncomfortable, no matter which guitar that you go with. So find a good starter guitar, something that you like the look of, something that you're excited to try, and stick with it. Because I'm sure any guitarist could tell you that guitar is your first guitar, meaning there will be many guitars to come. And as you learn and find things that you like and don't like, and you get a little more experienced, you'll know what you want when you move to that next guitar. And you will. That's one of the most fun things about it. Very last thing, real quick, is that lessons come first. When you're learning guitar, this is an exciting world to be in. There are so many great YouTubers, there are so many great Reddit, but make sure that you get your lessons done first. I usually give myself about an hour for what I call guitar time. But the very first 20 minutes of that guitar time are lessons. And then I let myself do whatever I want after that, flip through, look through guitar catalogs, watch some good Anderton's TV YouTube videos, those types of things. And I usually find that I'll practice for 20 minutes and then I'll keep going and I'll find something else I want to play. And the 1 hour turns into 2 or 3 sometimes, not always. But really, that's it. I would love to hear from you guys. How are you guys doing? Are you going through any of these same experiences? Or did you when you learned? Or are you looking forward to it? Please, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up down there. And if you subscribe, you will get notified whenever something new comes out from me. I plan on my next video being about good starter guitars. So definitely subscribe and watch for that video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.